Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? We are here brand new on our Across the Wave show, and I will be introducing all of our Across the Wave cast today. So I am so happy to have you guys all here. First off, we're going to have Miss Alice from Alice Lugo Studios.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Alice, how are you?
Doing good.
All righty. So next up will be Rihanna for Rihanna's Life Adventure. Welcome in. Next up will be Mike and Rihanna's, which everybody knows Mike and Rihanna's Adventure. And we have our last one. We saved the good one for the last. Cruising with Keith.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
This is your cast from Across the Wave. Today we're bringing the show is going to be all about the Cayman Island, Grand Cayman. So we're going to be talking about the port of Grand Cayman, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to all the channels that you see here, and I guess let's get started. All righty, so I'm going to be starting the show. So just so that I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction. The way the show is going to start, we're going to talk about history. I'll be doing all the history. Alice Lugo Studio is going to be talking about what to do around the port of Grand Cayman. Rihanna's Life Adventure is going to be talking about excursion, as well as Mike and Rihanna's adventures. And then we're going to end it up with Cruising with Keith, talking about his news. So let's get to it. And as you guys come in, if you guys have any questions about the show, any questions that you want to ask, we'll be taking questions as we go through the show. So let me start by welcoming everybody in. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today, for supporting our channel. First on the chat, Mike and Rihanna's Adventure. Eddie Lugo Studios, thank you so much, Eddie, for being here today. Martin Gonzalez, thank you so much for being here. Canadian Family, hi, Tiffany, how are you? Thank you for being here. Let me see who else. Keith Christopher, thank you for being here. DJ's Family and Friends and Travel. Cruising with Keith, thank you for being here. Alice Studios. Let me see. AMUC Channel, thank you so much for being here. Jen, welcome in. Cruising is fun at any time. Thank you for being here. Miss Cheryl and Jeremy. Danny, thank you so much for being in our show today. I believe Jeremy and Cheryl Cruising, thank you so much for supporting our channel today. Let me see. I hope Raymond Sosa, thank you so much for being here. All right, so we're gonna start, and in between, if I see somebody coming in, I'll thank you guys for coming into the channel. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna be talking about the port of Cayman Islands. So, okay. Whoop. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to be talking about the port of Cayman Island and its history. So today, this is what I found out about the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands are a British overseas territory located in the Caribbean. They have been under various governments since their discovery by the Europeans. Christopher Columbus sighted the Cayman Islands on May 10th of 1503, and he named them Las Tortugas, after the numerous sea turtles seen swimming in surrounding waters. Columbus had found that two smaller sister islands, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, and in these two islands, he named them Las Tortugas. In 1523, Turnip map on the islands was the first to refer them as Los Lagartos, meaning alligators or large lizards. By 1530, they were known as the Caymans after a Carib word Cayman for the marine crocodile, either the American or the Cuban crocodile, which also lived there. Recent subfossils findings suggested as were prevalent until the 20th century. So that's how the Cayman Islands was named. After that, the British took control, which England took formal control of the Cayman along with Jamaica under the Treaty of Madrid in 1670. After the first settlers came from Jamaica in 1661, all the way to 1671 to Little Cayman and Cayman Barak, these first settlements were abandoned after attacks by the Spanish privateers. But English privateers often used the Cayman Islands as a base in the 18th century. They became an increasingly popular hideout for the pirates, even after they ended the legitimate privateering in 1713. Following several unsuccessful attempts, permanent settlement of the island began in 1730. In the early morning hours of February 8th of 1794, 10 vessels were part of the convoy escorted by the HMS Convert, which wrecked on the reef in Gun Bay. On the east of the Grand Cayman, despite the darkness and pondering surf of the reef, the settlers braved the conditions, attempting to rescue passengers and crew for fleeing the fleet. And we continue to move forward to the dependency of Jamaica. The Cayman Islands were officially declared and administered as dependency of Jamaica from 1863, but rather like a parish of Jamaica, were nominated by Justice of the Peace and elected.
Yeah.
From 1750 to 1898, the chief magistrate was the administrative official of the dependency appointed by the Jamaican government. In 1898, the government of Jamaica began appointing commissioners for the island. The first commissioner was Frederick in 1959. Upon the formation of the Federation of the West Indies, the dependency status with regards to Jamaica ceased officially, although the government in Jamaica remained the government of the Cayman Islands and had reserved powers over the island. Following a 2-year campaign by women to change their circumstances, in 1959, Cayman received the first written constitution, which was the first time allowed women to vote. Cayman ceased to be dependency of Jamaica. During the 1966 legislation was passed to enable and encourage the banking industry in Cayman Island. In 1971, the governmental structure of the island was again changed, the government now running the Cayman Islands. In 1991, a review of the 1972 Constitution recommended several constitutional changes to be debated by the Legislative Assembly. The post of the Chief Secretary was reinstated in 1992 after having abolished in 1886. And for those of you that don't know this, Hurricane Ivan hit the Cayman Islands in September of 2004. The Cayman Islands were hit by Hurricane Ivan, causing a massive destruction and devastation of loss of animal, both wild and domestic, and floating. However, there was no loss of human life. So for those of you that didn't know a little bit about the Cayman Islands, that is the history of how Cayman Island became. So now I am going to pass it along to Alice Lugo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. So I'm going to share a little bit about the cruise port and, what activities there might be at the port itself. Sometimes people are unable to, walk around a lot or afford excursions, and they just want to do something that's just within the port. Maybe it's not that safe to travel outside of the port. And some ports don't have a whole lot to do, but Grand Cayman, which I'll be going to in about 2 weeks, I'll be in Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman. And so I thought, it'd be good to check on it and see what's going on there. So Cayman Island is a tendering port. So they have 3 piers, and the main pier is called Royal Watla Cruise Terminal, and that's on the northern side of Georgetown. And when you get off the cruise port, the cruise ship or the tender there, it's rather a large area. It has a lot of shops and mainly souvenirs and stuff, but you could get taxis from there. There's a booth for tourist information, a couple of bars, and famous place there, if you're into drinking and stuff, is a bar that's called the Green Parrot. And a lot of people will hang out there while they're waiting for the tender ships to go back to the port. So if there's more than one ship going into the cruise port, then they use the north or the south terminals. Now, all three tender terminals, they all come out to Harbor Drive. And on Harbor Drive, there are stores. It's in walking distance. All three of the piers are walking distance to Harbor Drive. It's like a block away. And so you'll have Margaritaville, you'll have a museum. There's a lot of shops and restaurants. And, you know, if you just want to walk around a little bit there, they say it's very safe. You don't have to worry about too much. And you could do that. There's also a couple blocks away is a bus depot. And so you can, if you want, it's very affordable to get on a bus. And it could take you, even if you just go on the bus to go sightseeing, it's like $2.50 Cayman Island money. And they do take American dollars, but make sure if you're when you're purchasing things in stores, if you use an American money, make sure that they give you American change, unless you want to get some Cayman Island money as a souvenir. I know my husband Eddie does that. He'll pay for something and ask them specifically to give him whatever money they use there, their local money. You know, can I get that in change? And he'll keep it as a souvenir. So, so there's another place that's located near the bus depot, and it's the Heroes Square, and it's a main landmark in the town, and it's between a public library and also the Cayman Island Bank. So the public bus depot, it's about 1,000 feet from each of the terminals. And so it's very easy to get to. And they say the buses are very clean. They're small vans, but they have air conditioning. And everyone is very friendly. So you'll get to meet, you know, people on the buses and not have to worry about it. You could take a bus to 7 Mile Beach, which is a very popular destination. And perhaps Brianna and Mike will talk more about that. But the cruise fare, bus fare is $2.50. And you could go to a bunch of, you know, places just by bus. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on shore excursions. So the time difference, I think it's an hour. They're on Eastern time, but it does change. We're ahead an hour, I think. So when you go there, your time will change. Near the bus terminal, you'll see the town hall, you'll see the library, you'll see the courthouse, and these there's other shops that are on Front Street, and you know, you have those typical shops that you see in almost every single cruise port, like Effie, Diamond International. They have the duty-free liquors. So, you know, if you just want to do a little bit of shopping right there in the port, you can do these little things. Everything in walking distance. So that's nice. So now I'm going to pass you on to Rihanna, sorry. And she's going to share some shore excursions. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Like Alice had said, there is the 7 Mile Beach. We didn't really discuss it or do anything with it, but if you want to go for a nice relaxing day, you definitely want to check out 7 Mile Beach. First off, one excursion that you can do is you can go to hell. You won't want to miss this. It's located in the district of West Bay on Grand Cayman. Here you will see a small patch of black limestone formations that can be seen poking out from lush surroundings. Hell was created by salt and lime deposits over 24 million years ago. Make sure while you are here, you go and pick up a postcard so you can send your friends and family a postcard marked from hell. Another one, it's actually kind of cool. You can go kayaking among the lights in the bioluminescent.
Hey.
This attraction can be done only at dark. For a truly unforgettable experience, book an after-dark kayak trip through the Grand Cayman's bioluminescent bay. Thanks to the amazing feats of nature, you can float on top of a glowing sea of dino flagellate. I can't pronounce that one. I'm sorry. Dino flagellates. These are tiny organisms that release bioluminescence lights as they move about in the waters. So when you move your paddle through the water, you will see all these little bright lights beneath you. The next thing here, Alice had mentioned that there is a museum. It's called the Grand Cayman Brack Museum. It is the oldest museum in the Cayman Islands. It has exhibits on turtling, shipbuilding, the home life, as well as medical advancements, and much more. Many of the artifacts that have been that are in the museum have been loaned by the local community, some of which come back from thousands of years. The building itself is an important part of history and the growth of the Cayman Brack. The admission to the museum is free, and souvenirs are available for purchase while you are there. So those are three that I found interesting. I'm going to pass it over to Mike, and he will talk about another three that we found interesting.
Hey guys, so the next ones we got going is the Kittiwake Wake Shipwreck Artificial Reef. It's a submarine that was rescued vessel that sunk on January 5th, 2011. It was made for scuba divers and snorkelers. This attraction is operated by the Cayman Islands Tourism Association. It is important to use a licensed operator, and all visitors must pay a user fee. The other ones we found were the Cayman Turtle Center, where you can visit the center. Immerse you to the island's ecosystem. It allows you to get up close to the species in the region, and in a single day, children can splash around the green sea turtles and witness shark feeding frenzies. What else to say here? And then we have Stingray City, which is very popular. Stingray City is one of the most well-known locations in the Grand Cayman Islands. The city hosts a popular population of Atlantic sea rays. With the guidance and motivation, you can mingle with these creatures as they move freely around you. So we're going to pass it on to Keith with the news.
It's news time. Okay, so I have a large list of news. So the weather yesterday was 83 degrees down in Georgetown. The gas prices down there are $6.14 a gallon compared to where I am in New York. I think it's like $3.80. So here's some news I have. There was actually a fire at the CUC sound plant, which caused more than 11,000 homes to lose power. So in a warm climate area, that's bad over there. Let's see. The Cayman Airways just had its first flight to Barbados, it was an inaugural flight. So it was the first flight that company ever had over there. And the minimum wage over there is crazy. It's $6 an hour, and they're trying to raise that to a little bit higher. So $6 over there is about like $7.31 in United States. So the minimum wage is very low there. So when you do go down there, try to tip these people because they don't make a lot of money down there. And so you go down there, try to give them some decent tips down there, right? So some old I got some cruise news, not recent, old one. So back in 2018, an MSC cruise member was actually arrested because she tried to get off the ship and stay there. So because she was there illegally, she was arrested for 3 months. And another thing is, if you were caught littering down there, right? So if you're caught littering down there, it's a $500 fine and up to 6 months in jail. And right now, the cruise ships that we have down there right now is the Carnival Visa, the MS Visa, which is Oceanic Cruises, and that's all the ships down there. Carnival Paradise was supposed to be there, but it skipped the port. And that's all I have for the news. Thank you. I'll pass it back to Tinkerbell. Thank you, everybody. Okay.
You're muted.
You're muted.
All right. So we're gonna get back everybody. So does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to add? I've been adding some more information on the chat for you guys as I'm finding it while the team was I'm putting in some taxi and some kind of like information so that you guys can have about Cayman Island. So does anybody have any questions? Anything that you want to add to the show today? If not, we can talk about cruising. We can talk a little bit about more Cayman Island because there's a lot to do in Cayman Island. I've been there quite a bit of times. I'm one that usually like to do the bus because taxis charges you a little bit more. And I have been to Hell. I remember taking a bus there. I think it was the H3 bus that takes you from the port all the way to Hell, and it was like $2.50 going and coming back, so $5. And that was a really good experience because on the way back, you pass by 7 Mile Beach, and you can just let the taxi or the bus just drop you off at the 7 Mile Beach. So you kind of do 2 excursions in one for $5. So that's the way I've seen it when I travel over there. So it's kind of cool. We have a question. Is anyone going to this island anytime soon? Yes, Joanne. Alice will be going to the island soon.
I'll be going in 2 weeks. And so that's why I thought I'd start with this research on Cayman Islands. So, because we're ones to, when we first go, kind of hang out at the port and see what's there. If nothing's there, then of course we would need a excursion. But there is really so much more to do there. I mean, in the South Terminal, it's across from Harbor Drive. There's a Bayshore Mall, and a lot of attractions are in the area as well. So also I've read that a lot of Caribbean islands, they like to haggle with the prices. And so this again is a port that you can haggle different prices, and they will offer a discount immediately. And it applies to crafts and most of the duty-free shops. But they say don't expect to get anywhere with liquor and tobacco. So expect to pay whatever they say it is for liquor or tobacco. You're going to pay that price. So if it's not a good price, I guess don't get it. Don't haggle though for that.
Alice, we have another question for you. They want to know, what will you be doing in Cayman Islands when you go?
Yeah, so I would like to, if it's possible, to go on a bus ride and just see what's out there. It all depends on, my husband has a walker. It does fold. And do they allow you to take the walkers on the buses? Now, since it's a van, it might be possible. I know in Bermuda, you cannot just go on a bus with anything. They don't even allow luggage on that, but we'll be talking about Bermuda another time. So, but I like to just walk around in the area and see what's going on there. And, and then if I'm feeling okay and the bus depot's not too far, perhaps get on the bus at 250, and just see the island for a low price.
That is true. Cruising is fun. Is asking, what is the cruise countdown for the panel?
I believe it's 12 days for me.
Okay. I have a 10-day or 11-day. I'm leaving not this Saturday, next one on the 28th. Anybody else is going on a cruise?
Yeah, I think one just passed, like I think a couple days ago. It was at 350. That's on the Carnival Celebration. I have another one that's a lot earlier. I think that one's around like 220, and that's on the Carnival Horizon. Both of them out of Miami. The Horizon is going to the A-B Islands, and then the two ports in Dominican Republic, and the Celebration. I'm going to Cozumel, Mahogany Bay, and Costa Maya. That one I'm excited about because that one I'm going to go see the ruins.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Yeah, I'm going to do a whole vlog on the ruins when I go there.
Well, I also wanted to take a little bit of time real quick and welcome in Orange Con Vlog. Molly Purcell, how are you? Nice to see you here today. Marjorie, welcome in. Midlife Travelers, welcome in. So nice to see everybody here today. Yeah, I'm going, the next cruise that I have, which is in, 10, 11 days, it's going to be celebrating my daughter Sophie's 15th birthday. So that's going to be a big celebration. It's a family event. And then I have my next one will be in about a little bit under like 40 something days. That's on the Carnival Ascent. And then Norwegian Escape coming in January and the Celebrity Beyond in February. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, since Alice was talking about the Port of Cayman Island, I wanted to also add, for those of you that love Margaritaville is also there in the Cayman Islands, and Guy Harvey has a store there as well. So if you guys love fishing and all of that stuff, I do suggest you visit the Guy Harvey store. It's really cool. If you've never been, it's kind of like a 2-story, and you can go up the stairs, and sometimes he might be there. So I've never seen him personally, but I know that he does go there every so often. So maybe you'll be lucky enough to maybe meet him one day. So
say hello.
I know, right? You never know. That'll be kind of cool to meet him in person.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to give a shout out to my sister Irene Rice.
Hey.
She's joining us from Tennessee. So
Hello.
she's still in here. Hello, Irene, and thank you for supporting us.
Steve and Tina, thank you so much for the for saying thumbs up. I appreciate that. How's everybody? How are we doing tonight? Good. How's everybody doing tonight on the panel? Good.
Good. I mean, doing a lot of research. There were certain things that I did not expect. I didn't expect the minimum wage to be where it was, and how hard to get it's with compared to how much they make over there.
Right.
That's like one of the things I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when you do these kinds of shows, because all of us has a part on it. And when you're researching, you're kind of like learning, you kind of like learn about, the poor. And when I was reading through all of that, I said, well, I didn't know a lot of that stuff. And so it was kind of cool to learn about the history, how everything became. And when Columbus went over there, they called it the Tortugas. And I said, oh, okay. So it was kind of nice doing the research. Definitely. Cruising is fun, is saying that she's excited about the 2.0, which Mike and Rihanna, that's right, will manage that group. So yeah, for all of you guys that are here, if you guys want to meet are you going, Keith?
No,
No.
except for me.
Okay, so all of us in the panel, except for Keith, will be at the 2.0 Boost Cruise next year in October on the Carnival Paradise out of Tampa, Florida. So if you guys want to come and meet us and have a great cruise and all of that good stuff, check with Ocean to Ocean Bruce. He will help you book that cruise. Oh, that even match. He will help you book the cruise. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Almighty.
I know it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm in charge of the slot pool, so that's going to be a lot of good fun.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, the good about that you get all the points.
I know. Well, I don't do it for the points. I just do it for the fun part. But yeah, you're right. Well, Eddie Lugo Studios put all his information up there. So if you guys are interested, get with Ocean to Ocean and he will help you. Just a little bit about, because this is our first live stream as Across the Waves. This is what we're going to be talking about every week. We're going to bring you a different port, and we're going to hopefully eventually our goal is to build a library for all the cruisers, all the people traveling, whether by plane or car or however which way you want to travel, that you can come back and watch these live stream and kind of like learn from the places that you're going to be visiting. So that's the whole point of Across the Waves. We do have a Gmail account. So if you want to email Across the Wave, our team, you can just email it at acrossthewaves8@gmail.com. And you could just send us, any questions or maybe a port you'd like to for us to talk about. Yeah. And we'd be more than happy to bring that content out to you guys. Let me see. $8 buys coffee. I don't know what Eddie's trying to say there. So hopefully you guys.
Jeremy won $8 on the celebration, so he's like $8.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun every week. So like everything, we're today is our first show, and I know that eventually we continue to evolve, bring new things. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll bring like videos and stuff like that as we continue to grow. And like I said, enjoy. I enjoy being with all the content creators here today. And make sure, please, go check out their channel, subscribe. Give them love. Check all their content, because we have a great team bringing this information out to you guys. It's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot of time, for us to come together. And I know that and I know you guys probably feel the same, that it's going to be one of those that as we continue to do this every week, we're going to grow and evolve, and the show is going to be better and better and better. Mm-hmm. So any other questions that you guys have? When is the live stream for each panel? Well, mine personally is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Anybody else? Mike, Rihanna, Keith, Alice?
I'll go. Mine's on Friday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Rihanna.
Okay, I guess I'll be talking. Mike and I have our weekly one on Sundays at, I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern, if I'm correct.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Eastern. I don't know time zones very well. I don't personally have one yet, but there will be one coming for me. I'm still trying to figure all that stuff out. So right now you're just going to have to watch both of us on Mike and Rihanna's adventures on Sundays. Right after, actually, Tinkerbell's show with Cheryl.
And Miss Alice?
I don't have anything except for this Wednesday night.
So Alice, eventually she'll have something going on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Rihanna. I also have a show on Sunday with Cruising is Fun Anytime with Miss Cheryl. So come check us out there at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 2 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I said that right. I'm also on Friday evenings at 10 p.m. with Eddie and the Cruise. So anything can happen on that one. So it's really fun. So if you guys on Friday want to check us out, come join us there. So all sorts of stuff can happen on that show. Trust and believe me when I tell you. But it's a lot of fun. So that's where you guys will find us. So I'm on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Keith is on Fridays at 7.
Yep.
And then Mike and Rihanna on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Alice is to be determined. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I know Miss Alice, just give her a lot of love because she's starting her channel. And she's going to be, she's amazing. And I love her. So I know that she's going to be growing little by little. And we're going to see great things. And eventually you'll see Alice Lugo Studio evolve into her own YouTube channel out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions that anybody else might have for the panel? Okay, we have one right here. What are you guys the most excited about on your next cruise? Keith, go ahead.
Well, besides, I don't have to go to work. Besides having some time off from work, I'm excited. I know been on the horizon, and I'm excited to go to I'm basically going to four different locations, 3 countries, all on one trip. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my trips, because I live all the way up here in New York, so I usually do Canada, Bermuda, a lot of my cruises. So this is my first time flying out of Miami and doing an 8-dayer, So I'm really excited about it.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
Yeah.
Mike and Rihanna, you guys don't go until next year, right?
Yep.
So what is the most exciting part of waiting all that time? Because that's going to be your first cruise?
Yep. I have no idea what she's thinking.
You know what? I will tell you this, Mike. I'm going to be very excited to see you guys walk in for the first time. I'm going to get to actually see that. I'm hoping that I'm there to vlog it, so that way you guys can see yourself when you go in on the first time on a cruise. I think that'll be really cool. Well, as for me, I've traveled quite a bit, so this is going to be my 40-something cruise. And what I'm most excited about this coming cruise, that I get to celebrate my daughter's 15th birthday. So I think that's an excitement on its own, seeing her grow and all of that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But mainly, what I'm also excited besides that is the fact that I will be doing my first live stream from the cruise. So it's my first time as a YouTuber that I get to do a first live stream. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and a lot of great things are coming for the channel. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah. It was fun when I went on to Valencia. I did the live stream, but then I had to cut it because I had to go to bed. So I stopped it, then I started over again. But no, it was fun.
I have a question from Follow the Bradley's Fun. Which port is the Boost cruise out of? It's going to be out of the Tampa port in Florida, and it's on the Carnival Paradise. And I don't have it with me. Alice, is that one going to Jamaica, Key West, right?
Yep.
I think it's Montego Bay, Key West, and Cayman Islands.
Yep.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where that's where that ship is going.
Grand Cayman.
It definitely will make waves.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Wi-Fi permits me from doing it. I'm going to be doing a live sail away. So that's one of the things that I've been wanting to do. So I'm going to be doing a live sail away, and I'm hoping that if Wi-Fi permits, I can do other lives during, kind of show the ship and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Any other questions that anybody might have? This is one of the best cruising panels ever assembled. Thank you so much, Musi. I appreciate that. We have a great team, and I'm so proud of everything. And I can't wait. I truly can't wait to see this this channel grow and evolve. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll definitely go. Maybe we should try to do a Facebook group.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're going to be growing. We're going to be doing our own Facebook group for Across the Waves. It's a lot coming. You guys, because we're going to even do group cruises for Across the Wave. You get to travel with the creators, and we're going to do a lot of great things. We're going to have merchandise as well. So a lot of great things are coming. Just keep posted on that one.
The merch is already up.
Oh, it's already up? Oh, well, there you have it. Merch is already up. Mike got Mike. See, that's the good thing about working with all of them. See, Mike, everybody has a little piece of everything. Will Jack and Rose be with you? I don't think so. Oh, look, across the wave ducks. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
And she can hide them, but I can never find one.
My wife
That is-
will like to hide the ducks.
Yeah, I actually made like 15 ducks for my daughter's birthday coming up. So that's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to hide those.
On the one cruise, we hit like 50 of them, and we didn't find, on both cruises, we did not find one duck. I mean, but
You have to have the duck eyes to find them, the radar.
Well, if you go into the arcade, they have a whole thing of ducks. I think they take the ducks off, rip the tags off, and then they put them in the machine so people can buy them.
That'll be something. Imagine you finding your own duck that you decorated in the machine. Let me see. Okay, the people are just talking about hiding the ducks. Yeah, believe it or not, those ducks have been like crazy. Like Carnival has its own store just for the ducks now.
Yeah.
Like a duck store part of it on Cherry on Top. So that's kind of crazy. So Alice, you have anything else you want to add?
No, but normally I would research ports. Like as soon as I set up the cruise, like I'm researching. And when we came up with this idea to share information, I had just looked up Grand Cayman like the week before.
Okay.
And was finding so much info, and I'm like, why didn't I research this already? Like I didn't realize how much was there. But I found a really good website, and it's so important to do research or watch YouTube channels like this that share the information and see what's going on out there. It's a big world, and there's just so much to do. And even if you just stay within the port, this one, there's a lot to do there.
I think to me, it's very exciting. It's exciting that when you book that cruise, at least for me, I book the cruise and then I go and finding, okay, let me research all this stuff, all the ports, what's going on, what can I do? And then when you're taking the kids, what can you do with kids? What can you do without the kids and all of that? Right. But to answer, I had a question here from the Follow the Bradley's Fund. Yes, the quinceañera will be on the cruise. We are celebrating on the first sea day, which is on Sunday, the 29th. We have a venue area for her, and then we're having our family dinner for the celebration on the steakhouse of 555 Fahrenheit. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Joanne K is asking, at least to me, what is your top 2 ships? My top 2 ships, first is Celebrity Cruises. And my second one will be Carnival, Royal, and then Norwegian. And I am not a cruise like I go on different cruise, but I am more of a port person. And usually, just to give you a little bit of information, how I cruise is like if I'm going to a port that I've never been, I like to find an excursion that takes me to understand the history of that port. I like history a whole lot. So, and then if I go back again another time, then I do something completely different. But I like to find out history. I like to talk to the people, kind of get to know and kind of feel the vibe of that area. So what do you guys like cruising with Keith? When you go cruising, what is it that how do you like to cruise? Are you like a cruise person? You are more about the ship or you more about the ports?
It depends. Like, for example, if I've never been to the port, then I do want to see the port, but I do also like having sea days. So I'm not type of, if it's it's an 8-10 day cruise, and if every day is a port day, I need at least like 2 or 3 sea days somewhere in the middle, because I like to have a day where I just relax, walk around, and do whatever. Go to the casino, you know. Yeah, I'm not. I do like the casino on the cruises. I mean, it doesn't matter how big or small it is. I'll still be there.
What about Mike and Rihanna? What do you guys like to do when you guys? Oh, well, you guys never been cruising. All right, so we go back to Miss Alice. Miss Alice, are you like a cruise, more about the cruise or more about the ports?
I'm going to say more about the cruise, just getting away and not having to take care of all the little details.
Okay.
You get on that ship, food is right there, entertainment is right there, and you don't have to make your bed and clean the dishes and all that stuff.
That is true.
So depending on, like, my first cruise was to Bermuda, and that was back in 2010. And I went with my 4 sisters and knew nothing at all about cruising. But I did my research, printed out papers. I mean, here you go, all the Grand Cayman stuff. I have pictures, everything. I mean, it's just all here. But so for Bermuda, I went on the ship and I had a stack of papers. And I'm talking with my sisters and I'm like, all right, so what are we going to do? And they're like, I don't know. Well, we're going to be in Bermuda tomorrow. Where are we going? I don't know. So I let them look at my papers and they're like, oh, the Crystal Caves sounds interesting. How do we get there? And thankfully, Bermuda is a place where you could get off and just go on the buses and it takes you everywhere you need to go. And I feel like Grand Cayman is similar to that respect.
Right.
And so, I did do 3 more cruises. We went to Southern Caribbean for 9 days. And then we did a 14-day, no, actually that was to Bahamas, the 9-day cruise. And then we did a 14-day cruise the year after, and that was to the Southern Caribbean.
Okay.
But I don't remember all the ports we went to and everything like that. We got off at each and we kind of did an excursion. The next one did an excursion. The next one we didn't, just to give ourselves a break in between. So I kind of researched and said, okay, which cruise ports kind of have something there that you can walk around and do stuff, compared to the ones that, there's really nothing going on here. You kind of, let's do an excursion. So I kind of did my excursions in that way.
Okay.
And that way, it wasn't like constant going and going and going. We were able to relax and just do a little bit of walking around.
Okay, that's cool.
So,
Mike and Rihanna, we have a question for you. What is the last vacation that you guys went on?
That would be down to Puerto Vallarta.
How did you guys like it?
Loved it.
I didn't mind it. I preferred
Cancun.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, we did 2 resorts. We did one in Cancun and one in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys still went there for a week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Molly says that her favorite port is San Juan, to get off and walk around. Yeah, San Juan is a very nice port. It's very pretty to walk around and to enjoy, especially the food around there, and the atmosphere in that area is really nice. Martin is always saying the food is always good and the shows are nice. Especially on Celebrity. If you ever do a Celebrity, shows and food is top notch, really good. So that, that's another good point. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that in this panel that you guys see here, there are 2 travel agents. I'm a travel agent, and so is Mike. I'm going to give you guys my information, and then Mike can give his. If you are looking to book a cruise or anything like that, you can always locate me at jagonzalez@expediacruises.com. And I'm going to put it on the information here too. My cell number is 813-608-2935. Go ahead, Mike.
So you can contact me at mikefan1220@icloud.com. I also have a Facebook page. It's called Hat Travel on Facebook if you want to look that up.
So, what is everybody's favorite port?
My favorite port is Bermuda.
Me too. I love Bermuda.
I have mine says Bermuda, Aruba, and Curacao. That's my list. What about you, Miss Alice?
I would say Bermuda, and also Puerto Rico is very nice.
Yes.
In fact,
for me, it's
when
gonna
I
be
went to
fun
Puerto
when we talk
Rico,
about
when I went to Puerto Rico in the winter for New Year's, 2005 to 2006, my husband took me around to all the different places. So we went to the forts, and from one of the forts, I was able to see a real live cruise ship, and that was the first time I ever seen a real cruise ship, not on TV. So I was like, wow.
That
And
must
then
have been
he took
really
me
cool.
down there so we could see, close up. So that was nice.
I know, right? You get to see them on when you see it on TV, and when you see them in real life, it's like a different, like, oh my God, these things are so big, and they're getting bigger. Like
Yeah.
right
Yes.
now, the Icon of the Sea is going to be the biggest ship on Earth, and that thing is huge.
Yes. My sister Irene was asking a question if we're looking forward to the it's up a little bit, but about the Icon. So
Yeah, Icon is a lot, and it's beautiful. If I know that well, I'm going to be going on sometime next year on a seminar at sea. And one part of the seminar at sea, it's either you're going to get to preview the Icon before you get on board, or at the end of our seminar at sea. Is either at the beginning or the end. They're going to kind of separate the group. So I'm truly looking forward to seeing that ship. I was actually invited to the inaugural, but I wasn't able to go because I have a group and I have signed a contract with them that I was going to take them on this cruise. So I end up having to not go on that one. So I'm looking forward to at least getting a chance to take a peek on it.
yeah.
Let me see if anybody else has any other questions. But yeah, if you guys never been to Bermuda, and Alice, that she's been there, I don't know if Keith has. You've been in there as
Three
well,
times.
Keith.
3 times I've been.
It's beautiful. Let me tell you, is one of the most places that is so clean.
Mm-hmm.
And if Alice and Keith but it's like you don't see a single trash
Yeah.
anywhere. It's a little bit on the expense, I can say that, because it's a little expensive, but it's a port that is super clean. I think it's 42 miles wide or something like that. It's not like you can travel on your own. You can,
I think it's less than 42, but I can't recall.
you can rent a what is it called, a Twizy.
Yes.
And then you can have like a person in front, kind of like a bike looking thing. And you can just roam around, because the ship is there for either 2 or 3 days, depending on
Right.
how long your cruise is.
That's the one thing I like about it, is that when you're there on like a week cruise, you're there for about like 50 hours about total. So you have enough time to explore the whole island. And it's like going to Bermuda, it's like almost being at a resort and on the cruise at the same time.
Right. It's really cool. It's different if you put it that way.
Yeah.
Because it gives you kind of like the opportunity that you don't have to worry about, oh my God, is the ship going to leave me if I don't get there on time?
Yeah.
No.
You can just go and explore. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they only have one KFC. I don't know if you guys ever seen that.
I've never seen it.
I don't know if you guys have any cruises to Bermuda, but if you guys do, check and see if that KFC is still there, and check out the prices, because when we went there in 2018, a bucket of chicken was $54 just for the chickens. There was no size to it or nothing, because they're the only ones there. They used to have a McDonald's, but McDonald's, says like it's too expensive, so we got to get out of here. But
yeah, no.
I mean, whenever I go there, I always go to the Switzerland.
Yeah, the Switzerland. We
Trust
went
me,
there.
you walk in, you're good. You're walking out.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. Bermuda has its beautiful places, like the houses. I don't know if you guys noticed, everybody lives the same. Like one is not better than the other.
No.
But
And,
the only
you
thing
know,
that is, the houses are like what, between 500,000 to 700,000 or something like that in Bermuda, and you're only allowed one vehicle and however many bikes you want to, like, you know, Twizzies or motorcycles or whatever, but only one vehicle. I know that they have some water system to do with their the top of their house, that the weird, the tile thing that they have. I know that they have some, you know, the rainwater goes through there and it has some kind of something that cleans it up and provides water to the home.
uh-oh, my mother wants to do another cruise.
Uh-oh, somebody said, yes, guys, after tonight, I'm thinking about another cruise. How long does the ship stay in Bermuda? It depends. It could be 2 to 3 days. I've never seen 4 and 5. I always seen 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And
It's usually 2 to 3. On the longer cruises, it'll go to like Bermuda and the Bahamas.
right.
You
Yeah.
know?
My
on like,
cruise
on
was
like the short cruises, like the one I did this year, it
5
was
days.
there for like maybe like 4 or 5 hours because it was only like a 4 day or 4 or 5 day cruise. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I went for a 5-day cruise, and it was like a day and a half.
Okay.
So on the first day, it's like do whatever you want to do that's like furthest away from the port, because you don't
Right.
have to worry about getting back to the ship. You have all the time you want out there. Then the next day, choose to do something that's closer in
Right.
to the port, because you know you have a limit of what time you need to get back.
Right.
In June, when I go next year, it's going to be for 2.5, 3 days, you know, whatever in hours, but it's 3 days in Bermuda. So kind of like 2.5.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, M had asked, what is a Twizzy? Well, a Twizzy is like a motorcycle. It has like 4 wheels, if I'm not mistaken, the little wheels. So it has 2 in the front, 2 in the back. It's kind of like a miniature version of of one of those cam motorcycles, and it has like a person sits in the front, another one in the back, and if it rains, you're not gonna get wet because it's like a miniature car, and they rent them right at the port.
And
Yeah.
we'll be talking about Bermuda next week.
Next week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so we could show you pictures of it and have more information prepared for you
That's
next
right.
week.
Yeah, I was actually just there this year, so I think I might have
Yeah.
some videos. Photos. I actually
So-
have I think I did a vlog there. I don't remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have a lot of, with like Bermuda. There's a lot to do.
But-
So like you guys gotta wait until next week for Bermuda info.
Yes.
Yeah.
We shared
No.
some. That was a preview.
I know. So for those of you that are thinking of going to Bermuda, come back next week at the same time, and you guys gonna get to enjoy that Bermuda information and get to see all the different things that we're talking about.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got to be one of the best ports because you get to stay there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the thing I like about it.
Yeah,
need to rush,
it's
you know?
a lot of fun. Does
Mhm.
anyone know if the ship goes to Freeport? I had been there over and over in my 30th. There's some ships that do still
Yeah.
go to Freeport. You just got to look for the itineraries of those ships that stop at Freeport. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Carnival does have maybe one of them that do stop at Freeport, but I know they're going to be changing because I know that they have that Celebration Key, that new Celebration Key island that is coming up that they're going to open, and they also have Bimini as well. So, but you have to just maybe look through it to see what ships still go to Freeport. I know that Margaritaville does go to Freeport. That's for sure.
Mhm.
I don't think I'll go on that.
You know that they bought a new cruise.
Is it?
Yeah, they just bought a new, I think it's a Costa cruise. They just bought one of the Costa cruises, so it's gonna be, I forgot the name, but it's Margarita something, and it's gonna be coming new. So they're gonna have 2 ships.
For me, I just don't see the sense of flying somewhere to go on a ship for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. If it was like up here, maybe it's a different story. For people who live in Florida, that's perfect for like a little weekend getaway.
Right. Well, guys, we're almost coming to our hour. You guys have anything else you guys want to talk about before we leave?
What we spoke about what everybody has this week, right?
Well, our next show is going to be next Wednesday, same time at 8:00. And next show we're talking about Bermuda. So I will see you guys all next show on Bermuda. Just wanted to say at least from my part, thank you so much for being here and for joining us on our first premiere, and not our last. There's going to be many more. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I know. And then I guess we'll see everybody across the wave.
Yep.
Across the way.
Hello.
Bye, everyone.